good evening. Tonight, the Iran war has reignited inflation in the United States, putting more pressure on consumers that, we remind you, are already under stress. Prices rose 3.3% in the year ending March and nearly 1% on the month. This is the stat that gets me. It means that the rate of inflation has now tripled since the beginning of this war. The spike was driven largely, as you can guess, by the energy crisis, with gas prices above $4 a gallon. Now, the pressure is getting to people. Consumer sentiment has plunged to the lowest level ever. Let me say that again, to the lowest level ever. Americans are far from the only people hurt by this energy crisis. Farmers, truck drivers, and other workers in Ireland are protesting high fuel prices. Gas stations right across Asia are swamped with long lines. That includes this one in Manila. Governments are taking measures, big and small, to try and mitigate the damage. Pakistan, in fact, has closed schools and shortened work weeks. African leaders are restricting electricity usage. And Tanzania's president even downsized her motorcade to try and help. Ken Rogoff is a prominent economics professor at Harvard University. He formerly served as the IMF chief economist. He joins me from Cambridge, Massachusetts. I'm not sure what you would think in your old job about trying to sit down with what's happened in the last 6 to 7 weeks. But here's a loaded question for you, Ken. Is this transitory? Even if we do get an end in the next few weeks or maybe even the next few days to this conflict, how long could the world still be dealing with this energy shock?
I don't think it's transitory. I think that governments everywhere, consumers, businesses realize this could happen again. They're going to take measures to build stockpiles, to reroute. And just in general, these things like gas prices go up very fast, but can come down very slowly. But, of course, Paula, the big question is, what does end mean? Is Iran going to continue to want a toll in the Straits of Hormuz, payable in Chinese currency or crypto? Is Trump going to go into business with them and charge half the toll? I mean, troll was an inadvertent slip. I don't know. So it's clearly quite destabilizing. I think this is a bigger deal than Liberation Day. Liberation Day was sort of something that Trump could walk back. It takes two to tango here. Iran has suffered enormous damage. They're not going to give up their leverage easily. So I think we could be suffering from this for a while.
Yeah, and maybe even 3, right? We don't know if Israel's going to sign on to any of this. I want to go back to this issue of consumer sentiment. It's taken quite a hit, and we know why. But I have noticed that in the past few years, sometimes we've had this dent to consumer confidence, but there doesn't seem to be a clear correlation between sentiment and how the U.S. economy is doing. The economy continues, at least here in the United States, to be just fine. Thank you very much. Do you think the U.S. economy is now pressing its luck with this latest energy shock?
Well, we have been doing okay, except if you're in the bottom half. I wouldn't even say the bottom 10%, the bottom half. Your wages have not been going up really meaningfully relative to inflation. And so there's been a lot of consumption coming from the top 10%, a lot of consumption coming from the top 10%. So it's very uneven. So if you take a poll, of course, half of people are going to be very unhappy. And I think that's obviously a great vulnerability for the president going into the midterms. How vulnerable is the economy overall? There are many wheels in motion. There's artificial intelligence, which may be causing firms already to hire less people, and people are worried about their jobs in the future. And obviously, the risk that something else is around the corner. We seem to get a shock every other week.
Yeah, I'm not sure any businesses or, quite frankly, consumers around the world have still gotten over COVID, especially in the more vulnerable economies. And here we are again with another shock. Ken, I noticed that you're also warning of higher interest rates, which have huge implications for everyone, from home loans, car loans, and, of course, business investment. But also governments. They now remain more indebted than ever. I don't see that changing, do you?
No, and we haven't prepared for this kind of shock. the government's plan was, well, we can deal with the shock because it usually brings down interest rates. People get scared. They want to buy government bonds. And then you can issue more debt and it's not so bad. The Federal Reserve can cut interest rates. This kind of shock, which is pushing up inflation, it's pushing up interest rates for lots of reasons. It's not just the oil, it's also all the expenditures everybody sees coming up with military spending, other pressures. And higher interest rates are a lot harder to deal with, especially when you already owe a lot of money. So the governments of Europe are very stretched. The United States is stretched. Oddly enough, the emerging markets are a little stronger because they've been preparing for this, which the advanced countries have not.
Yeah, and that's an interesting fact going forward, especially when those consumers already tapped look to their governments to try and mitigate some of this. And we're going to see how far those governments can dip into their pockets. Yeah, dip into their pockets as we continue with this. Look, all eyes, not just diplomatically and politically, but obviously economically as well, on the weekend in those negotiations. Ken Rogoff, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.